Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for Got Bots 2, Making Bots with Logic Apps. This is the second of our Got Bots 5-part series. Before we get started, I have a few quick things to go over. Please feel free to ask questions throughout the session during the live YouTube chat. In the chat, we'll also be sharing some links to the Reactor Meetup page and monthly newsletter if you're interested in checking out what other sessions we have coming up. If you haven't already, please check in using our event check-in, aka.ms/reactor check-in with event ID 13976. I did share that in the chat and I will share it again. By checking in, you will receive links to content that go along with today's session. Today's session will also be on our Reactor YouTube page in 24 to 48 hours, as well as the Got Bots session 1 and all of our coming up Got Bot sessions. And then finally, I will share a link to our Reactor survey. If you do have a few minutes, we greatly appreciate your feedback. I will now pass it over to Chloe Condon.
Hello, thanks, Dion. Y'all, I'm so excited. We're back. Oh my gosh, we have 14 people here. So exciting. If you're in the chat, let me know where you're joining from. We had a bunch of folks join from all over the country last time, and it was really exciting. Just getting my lighting set up here. How's everyone doing? Where's everybody joining us from? Why are you joining us today? How much do you know about bots? Do you like bots? Are you scared of bots? Tell us what brings you here. Hi, everyone. I'm Chloe Condon. I'm a senior cloud advocate here at Microsoft, where I work on the Next Generation Experiences team, which isn't a Star Trek team, I promise. We get to work with all of the new emerging markets, students, self-taught learners, all sorts of people out there who are starting their journey into programming. And today, yes, good morning in the chat. It's afternoon here. Where are you joining us from? Is it Lakshmi? I am super excited. I'm going to share my screen. First of all, y'all, I'm going to share my screen because did you see on Twitter today? Oh, this is such a dream. If you aren't familiar with me and my passions outside of course, everything Azure, Microsoft, I love Clippy. I know a lot of people, Clippy's kind of a polarizing character, right? Actually, I didn't plan this, but isn't Clippy kind of a bot in a way? What a great segue. But today, the official Microsoft account shared these awesome Teams backgrounds. Look at this. I'm so obsessed. This is like Clippy with his, I always imagined Clippy's paper being a lot shorter, but here we are going long down the hallway here. Maybe this is some hallway in Redmond. But this is my background for today. If you joined last week, you probably noticed I had a very festive Clippy background, and that was getting kind of old because the holidays have passed, but now I have this royal, epic Clippy background here. But I'm so excited that you're joining me today for Got Bots Episode 2. If you missed Episode 1, don't worry, totally okay. I'm going to recap everything that we covered. But I actually made a nice little handy dandy summary blog post, which I am going to find right now amongst my millions of tabs. So this is a fresh, brand new blog post that you can go check out. I actually will. I will make a short link for this in just a second to make this easy for y'all. But yeah, this is a summary of everything that we did last week. So we covered a lot in the hour that we did. And if you missed it, we talked all about intro to bots and ethical bot creation. And let me grab that short link for y'all here. I am going to change one of our previous links here. But yeah, let me know in the chat what brings you here today. Why did you decide to join Got Bots? Are you excited to learn about bots? Are you scared of bots? I know a lot of people kind of have averse feelings towards bots because of the recent elections, or there's bots that can be, not so nice, but there's also really great bots out there, as we learned in our last stream. So tell me what brings you to the stream today. Okay, I'm going to test this out, but we should be able to go to, I'll share this in the chat, aka.ms/gotbotslinks. And oops, let me do an incognito tab here. AKA, ms/gotbots links should take you to that lovely summary blog post if you want to follow along with me right now. But yeah, I figured today we will start out with a little recap on what we did last week. Okay, so today is super exciting. Not a spoiler because obviously it was the title of the stream, but we're going to be talking all about logic apps today, which I talked about briefly on the stream with PJ, our special guest last week. And yeah, logic apps are kind of my favorite thing. A dear friend and coworker, Jay, showed me how to make really easy, simple bots in like 10 minutes. Maybe we'll even do like a stopwatch timer today to see like how long it takes. I think we'll probably on this stream live be able to make 2 or 3 bots. The only thing that's going to take a little bit of time is me creating the Twitter accounts. That's a whole other story. But if you have any ideas for a bot, I'm thinking maybe a bot that tweets something the same time every day, or a bot that reacts to a hashtag or something. If you have a bot idea, put it in the chat. Maybe we'll build it live. Okay, I have to be honest. I'm usually really scared with live demos, but with Logic Apps, it's super easy and fun. So I'm really excited to share this one with you. So we've got a chat here that says, I made a no-code baby bot with PVA, and now I want to try something more advanced. Nice. So this stream will be using Logic Apps, which is a kind of a low-code solution, but there's 5 of these. So if you want to join a little later in the series, those are going to go a lot more in depth, and we're going to be touching code a lot more. But we're starting from the very beginning. So last week we did intro to bots. We talked all about ethical bot creation. And then today's all going to be all about logic apps. But before we get into today's lovely content, I would like to show you a little bit of what we covered last week. So I'll make this a little bit bigger so we can check it out. So if you missed it, this is like a previously on Got Bots. I'll make a note to put a sound effect there. But I did a nice little summary here. So if you want to hop in here later, this is at aka.ms/gotbotslinks. You can go check it out yourself and follow along. But I timestamped it all. You can go in here and check out all of the fun stuff that we covered among the many topics that we covered. Oh my goodness. And a lot of this was due in part to y'all in the chat, asking us questions and us going on tangents and just kind of having a nice little bot learning adventure together. And that's really what this stream is about. This stream is for you. Think about it like kind of unstructured office hours. I have a plan for all these streams, but if someone in the chat's like, hey, Chloe, how do we add this feature? Who knows? Maybe we'll take a turn and we'll learn something new. But here's a little recap. Previously on Got Bots, we talked about bots, obviously, the birth of Shania Bot, which if you're not familiar with Shania Bot, I've got a lovely link in this blog post here that you can check out. But Shania Bot was one of the very first bots that I created with PJ Metz, friend of the show, who joined us last week. And it is a very simple bot to start that just tweets out, let's go girls. But it also responds to people's tweets. You can go check that out in the previous episode. We won't go too in depth this time. Ooh, we have a good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, I'm so jealous. I want to go to Australia, but it's real nice over there right now. Then we did of course, PJ Metz, special guest, came and talked to us all about Azure Logic Apps, which we're going to be talking about today. We touched briefly on Q&A Maker, which I cannot fangirl enough about Q&A Maker. And again, I know I work at Microsoft. It's technically my job to like talk about how cool these things are, but truly, and I said this on the last show, Q&A Maker is like witchcraft to me. And I say this because with little to no code, I want to say no code, you basically just set up the skeleton of your bot by uploading a PDF of questions and answers. That's it. Like, you don't have to do anything. It sorts through it all. It creates the answers to your questions. Truly mind-blowing. We're going to be doing that on a future episode. Then we talked a little bit about Shania Bot, Batiana Grande, one of my favorite chatbots that we've made together, Mechanical Carry, Just Bot Paid, Britney Bot, which is going to be kind of similar to the bot that we built today, of course. Then we threw it back to Smarter Child, which, raise your hand in the chat if you know who Smarter Child was. It's one of the original, at least one of the first bots that I ever used back in the old days of AOL Instant Messenger. Probably aging myself here. I mentioned my pal Ben Parr and services like Octane AI. So there's all kinds of cool uses for bots out there. I also linked to a timestamp here where we talked about the Tinkerbell bot, which y'all, I found the video for. Let me find it for you. So I mentioned on the last episode how there's really cool creative ways. Actually, let me put this in a non-incognito tab so we don't get that annoying message at the bottom of the screen. I'm logged into Instagram on my work computer. Don't tell anyone. No, I'm just kidding. This is a work stream. Of course they know. Use my Instagram for work, but here we go. So if you go to Instagram, they had this chatbot-like thing that they were demoing. This isn't live in Disneyland. I think this was at some sort of, behind the magic event that they did, a touch of Disney, it says here. But it is truly a meet and greet with a digital Tinkerbell. And I think this is such a cool example of a creative way to use bot interaction. So bots are obviously, as we're going to learn throughout this series, are triggered by different words or commands or actions that are done. And this, oh my gosh, look at how cool this is. That's a little Tinkerbell, like a little hologram Tinkerbell in there that's reacting to the children's questions, like it's saying their names back to them. Really, really cool kind of creative interaction. And if you want to listen to this with sound on your own time, this is linked in the GotBots blog post at aka.ms/GotBotsLinks. Oh, it's right above my head. I knew that. I designed that. Okay. But yeah, isn't this cool? Like it reacts to all the things that the kids say. And like at the end of the day, this is a chatbot, right? This is just a chatbot with an interface that happens to be a hologram of Tinkerbell in Disneyland. So we talked about all the really cool creative uses and ways that bots are used out in the wild, so to speak. Ooh, we have someone joining from India. Hi. I guess it's good evening? No, good morning in India, because it's evening here. Thank you for joining us. So exciting. Alrighty. Then we talked about the bot father himself, Jay Destro on Twitter. But you can check out, this is what we're going to be talking about today, actually. So we're going to be talking all about Azure Logic Apps, which I originally learned on one of the early episodes of Azure Fun Bites. But we, on this episode live, created the bot father, which is another Twitter bot that just simply tweets a quote from The Godfather or The Sopranos, I think. Shout out to Jay for teaching me how to use Logic Apps originally. And then I go on about a 20-minute rant about shirt bots. And as I mentioned, last week's episode was all about intro to bots and ethical bot creation. And we spent a good amount of time with me sharing why it's important that we think about the ways that our bots are used, how they can be abused, how they could potentially harass people, because the bots that we want to build, either we want them to help people or we want them to bring joy to people's life. At least that's what I hope you would be joining this stream for. If you're joining the stream and you want to make evil bots, do me a favor, turn it off now. Because we only have fun on this stream, and also your bot should always be, of course, if you have not read our code of conduct for the Microsoft Reactor, make sure you do that. But I like to say that code of conduct just applies to bots in general, right? Like be courteous, be kind. And so just to give a summary, you can go back and watch the previous episode, but I talked all about shirt bots, which was something I did not know anything about until a couple months ago, where I tweeted something. And let's see, I'll find a quick example, then we'll get into today's fun. I tweeted something to the effect of Condon shirt bots. Alrighty. So I talked all about how if you tweet something out and a bunch of people comment, I want that on a shirt, there are bots out there that scrape Twitter, find like a similar design or create a design. So this is an example. I was wearing a shirt that said this, let's see, these words on it: girls just want to have fundamental human rights. And then all these shirt bots started commenting and trying to sell them themselves. Now, this may seem like a helpful bot, right? It's like, oh, but they're giving people links to the shirts. But actually what's happening here is this is taking money away from the original artists that created the shirt. So I tested this out myself. Let's see if I can find a good one here. Here's one. So as a example, I tweeted out an experiment. I tweeted out a basic meme template that I found on the internet, and I put a caption on it, very silly. Also, if you don't have a sense of humor, you don't like to have fun, maybe this isn't the stream for you. This is going to be a very silly learn along here, but I tweeted this image, and it says, I tweeted about this design, and all I got was this unlicensed shirt from a Twitter bot. And I asked people, comment, I want this on a shirt. I'm testing something. And truly, people started doing that, and almost immediately, it looks like, it's a timestamp here, in a matter of minutes, this is at 2:26, this was originally posted at 2:04, the shirt bots came. Clearly this one has been banned because it was a not very useful bot, but I have screenshots here. It designed the shirt and it posted it on T-Chip. So shame on you, T-Chip. Don't do this. This is really bad. Actually, I don't know if T-Chip is doing this or if this is someone else doing this, but this, of course, is a very silly example, but think of those examples where artists out there are creating their own designs that are copyrighted, that they've created, or even have the likeness of someone on them. I mean, technically, T-Chip shouldn't be selling a SpongeBob shirt, right? Like, that's a licensing issue. But I've tried this a couple times. Let's see if I can find my other one. I did it with an Arrested Development image. Here we go. But yeah, isn't this strange? Like, and this is all just bots that exist out in the interwebs, and when they see the keywords, I want this on the shirt, where do I buy this on the shirt, I need to have this on the shirt, it creates these shirts. Now, at least this can kind of get you started or starting to think about the kind of bots that you want to build. And let me know in the chat if you come up with any ideas during this stream. But this is something that we can do with the Twitter API, right? And this is how a majority of my bots, like, for example, and also I should mention, all of those Diva bots that were mentioned on the stream last week are all linked in here. So if you're like, oh no, I can't find Britney Bot or I can't find Shania Bot, don't worry, I got you covered at the links above. But these bots are really simple, and these bots were built with Azure Logic Apps. Britney Bot is one of my most simple, basic bots. Of course, this is at the handle, it's Britney Bot, if you want to go follow it. And it doesn't, it's not triggered by any actions. It just is anytime that it is, let's see, when does this tweet? At 11:02, it seems. Every day at 11, it tweets, it's Britney Bots. And it's just the same thing over and over. You can't really interact with it. Just a very basic bot that I built as a demo, as an example. Also, it just brings me joy every day because it's funny, and also free Britney. But Shania Bot was the original bot that I built. Again, I'm going to take this out of incognito mode so we don't have that annoying banner at the bottom. You have to look at Clippy for a second. All right. Okay, Tinkerbell, go away. Okay, I'm going to go to aka.ms/gotbotslinks. There we go. Okay, so if you take a look here at some of our famous bots, some of these are triggered by actions, and some of them just like automatically tweet, almost like a cron job, right? So, ooh, we've got someone in the chat joining from India. I'm excited to learn. Ooh, I'm going to put this up here. I'm excited to learn about bots because bots make frontline engineers' lives easier, as they don't have to get on call with customers to answer simple questions, which easily can be taken care of by bots. Absolutely. I have a love-hate relationship with bots, right? Obviously don't like shirt bots. Bot all the things that can be convenient. We talked about on the last episode how customer support calls often can be, when you're going through that triage of like, press 1 if you're calling about your credit card. All of that is essentially bots. It's just being like triggered off of whatever number that you press, right? So with Shania Bot, that was the original concept as well. And originally what this bot, the only thing that this bot did, I'm gonna go back in the Shania Bot archives here, is it just tweets, let's go girls, every day at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this started, you can watch the previous episode for the whole origin story on that, but essentially PJ and I saw this joke, I think it was a tweet on Twitter that said, I wish that I had the motivation of, Shania Twain to go, let's go girls, which if you're not from the US or not familiar with Shania Twain, she is a popular country singer, pop singer, who has a very famous song that starts out, dun, dun, na, 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 let's go girls. And it's kind of a iconic song of the 90s, 2000s, I think. So originally this bot didn't do anything except just tweet, pointing the wrong way, these words at the time that I specified. And I'm going to show you, this is really exciting. We're going to dive into the code for some of these bots today. A little look behind the scenes, if you will. Yes, hilarious and terrifying, Carrie. I couldn't agree more. It's funny because like you can kind of trick a lot of these bots into like doing what you want, right? Somewhat inspired by how much joy and how much everyone enjoyed Shania Bot, PJ and I built this lovely feature that if you tag Shania Bot, and you can do this right now, like literally as you're watching the stream, you can go check out bot_Shania. It's up and running. If you tweet Shania Bot and you use any sort of like string or word in the tweet that uses the word impress, impressive, impressed, as long as it has IMPRESS somewhere in the tweet, it will respond, "That don't impress me much," which of course is referencing yet another Shania Twain song. If you're not familiar with Shania Twain, I'm going to provide some links in the summary blog post for this episode. So similar to this Dev2 link, I'll have some for this episode, and I'll link to some of Shania Twain's songs, because I got a feeling we've got some people from other countries who maybe aren't familiar with the iconic singer Shania Twain, but I love her. I think she's great. And we built this really funny feature that, if someone says, does this impress you, Shania Bot, she'll say, "That don't impress me much." That, of course, is a really fun, silly song where she talks about all the things that don't impress her. Thank you so much, GPS. I appreciate. PJ and I are very proud of our daughter, Shania Bot here. But yeah, literally, you can go do this right now. Let's see. Did anybody do it while I was talking? Let's see. She's alive. It's very funny to see how people interact with it. But yeah, it's really fun because this, I like to build bots that bring joy or fun or kind of like whimsy into the internet. One of my favorite, let's see if I can share my sound. I'm going to unshare my screen and then share it again. Ooh, hello, I'm big. Okay, I'm going to share. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to share this with sound. I guess I'll do the Chrome tab. Yes, okay. I'm going to do over here, share audio. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, so one of my favorite bots, I did not make this bot, but shout out, there was actually an LA Times article about this. It's called Ladies and Gentlemen, The Weekend. The Weekend, let's see. I think I just saw it up here. There we go. It's called Craig Weekend. I love this bot. Every Friday at 5 p.m., I want to say. I'm not sure if it's Eastern time or Pacific time or whatever. It tweets this video that it's Daniel Craig introducing the singer The Weeknd at SNL. So it's just him going, "Ladies and gentlemen, The Weeknd." So I'm going to turn the sound on. Let me know if you can hear this.
The Weeknd. Ladies and gentlemen, The Weeknd.
I think you guys can hear
Ladies and gentlemen.
If you can't, let me know. But it's such a fun bot. It gives me so much excitement and joy for the weekend when it's Friday. So it's bots like this that really inspired me to reintroduce myself to the Twitter API, because when I originally used the Twitter API, I was a little baby junior engineer, and it was my first API I ever worked with, and it was not fun. But I revisited with PJ. PJ helped me get the courage to play with it again, and it's been so fun to build these. So yeah, check out if you want to do your own experiments with shirt bots. You'll have to have at least I want to say maybe 5 people comment on it probably. I want a shirt, or put this on a shirt, but I've managed to trick a lot of shirt bots into doing what I want them to do. Okay, now I'm going to share my full screen again because it's time to what do we call it? Is this bot time? It's bot time, y'all. All right. So again, if you want to check out if you missed anything from the first episode, you didn't miss too much. We just recapped a bunch of it, but you can go to aka.ms/gotbots links. Thank you so much, GPS, best part of Twitter. I appreciate that. Twitter can be, Twitter has its highs and its lows, right? Like there's some really positive stuff on there and negative stuff on there. So if you're listening and this is your introduction to bots and you're going to build your first, Logic app today along with me, or maybe after this, or maybe you're watching this like 10 years in the future and you're in a flying car, all I ask is that you build something that brings some whimsy and fun to Twitter. But that's the fun thing, right? Like you don't have to use the Twitter API. You can kind of use whatever you want. And we're going to get into that in a second. But before I get started, does anybody have any questions? I'm just going to pull up the Azure portal here because it's time to get working on these bots. We came up with a really fun idea on the last episode. Oh my gosh. I think we're going to build this. We have about 30 minutes, and I think we should build this on the stream. We're going to do a stopwatch to time how long it's going to take. First, I have to make the Twitter account. So like that'll take a second because I need to like log out of my Twitter account and stuff. But we are going to build a bot live on stream today. And I'm not even worried that I have like a little bit over 30 minutes left because truly this takes like 10 minutes. It's like Azure hat MV. Oh, thank you. I think this is called a dad hat, which I very much identify as a dad. I tell a lot of dad jokes. That's another thing. If you don't like dad jokes, maybe turn off the stream. There's going to be a lot of bad puns happening here. Let's take a little tour de bot, if you will. I'm going to find, here we go. It's Britney Bot is right here. Ooh, yes. Okay, we'll do It's Britney Bot first, then I'll show you a couple other ones. So this is It's Britney Bot. Super simple, right? It just every day at 11:02. I don't know why 02. I think that was just like a random time I put in there. It tweets out It's Britney Bots. But this is just a very, very simple bot that we built in about, oh my goodness, like 10 minutes, I want to say. Let me grab the correct thing here. Okay, there we go. So this is a Logic app. We basically just used hold on, let me share this in a different screen so it's a little bit easier for folks to see. But this was all just built within the UI, like just super, super simple. Sorry, y'all, I'm just trying to share the correct page here. Okay, here we go. But in the chat, while I'm figuring out my screen issue real quick, do you have an idea for a bot that we should build today? Because I have one idea, which is something that we came up with on the stream last time. And that was, so in the theme of all of these diva bots, so we have like Mariah Carey bot, we've got, what else do we have? We've got Ariana Grande bot. We've got, what else do we got? We've got Just Bot Paid. We've got all sorts of different bots. Do you have a bot that you would like for us to build on the stream? Now, on the last stream, I'm taking requests. Don't usually do live requests in a live demo. But last time, I came up with the idea, and PJ unanimously agreed that we should do it, that we should do a Bon Jovi bot that at the halfway point of the day would tweet, "Whoa, we're halfway there," as text, of course. I wish we could record the beautiful vocals of Bon Jovi, but I don't think that's legal, right? But I'm going to show you a little sneak peek behind the scenes of how Britney Bot works. Look at how easy this is. Isn't this crazy? I mean, I'm going to show you like from scratch how to build this in a second, but this is a bot that's already built. This is literally where Britney Bot lives. And let me grab this out here. Okay. Britney Bot. Oh, we'll also have to remember to come back to the bot father. I'll leave that tab open so we remember. But this is the behind the scenes for Britney. It's Britney Bots. It's Britney Bot. There we go. So again, super simple, right? Just tweets the same thing every day at 11:02. This is what that looks like behind the scenes. I didn't write any code for this. Now, I can code. I love to code. But the cool thing about Logic apps, and let me give a little context here. Logic apps are a great minimal, low code, no code solution to just automate very simple things that, as developers, we're like contributing to like not only our side projects, but like our full-time jobs. Like these are things that you do not want to take the time, like an hour or two to like build a bot from scratch, right? Like you could build a bot from scratch. You could figure out like all of the NLP that you need to use. You can figure out, like exactly how you want to build it and what it does. You can figure out the Twitter API. Of course, I've played with the Twitter API myself. That can be kind of stressful, especially your first time. So you're probably going to allot like a good chunk of time to probably build a bot from scratch. This I built in 10 minutes, and I'll show you how exactly in a second. But look at how like simple this is. Basically, I just came in here and said, I want to set a recurrence that every day, so the interval being one day, it's really a cron job at the end of the day. Like just looking at this, it's essentially a cron job. I wish that I had logic apps when I was first playing with the Twitter API. It would have made my life a lot easier. But yeah, look at this. It just runs. I mean, you can get really specific. You can get down to the second, the minute, the hour. You can do every Wednesday, every other Wednesday, your aunt's birthday every other year. Like, it can be whatever you want. Ooh, great question. Are logic apps the same as Power Automate? I wouldn't say it's in the same family, but it essentially kind of is the same thing. So logic apps live kind of within the Azure portal and are its own thing. I'll show you where they live within the portal. But essentially, yes, they do a lot of the same things. They're kind of in that same world. Absolutely. I actually, when I was learning logic apps, I kept calling them Power Apps on accident because I do feel like there's a lot of overlap. And I will put in the show notes if you want to check out the links later. I will make sure to put in the show notes a talk that I gave on Power Automate about using, I don't think chatbots really, but using some Power Automate fun little things that, oops, lost connection here. What's happening? Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. There we go. I don't know what happened. Something happened with my computer and you all just saw a really nice behind the scenes. Okay, well, let's share my screen again, shall we? Okay. Back to Clippy, back over here, back to the Azure portal. I don't know what just happened. Let's find where that is. Okay. I think my computer's haunted, y'all. I think I need to contact Audrey on my team, get a new computer. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to the portal here. I'm just going to turn up the brightness on my screen. Never a dull moment. Okay. Don't unplug again, computer. Gotta keep an eye on this computer. Okay, alrighty. So I'm just gonna go over to Logic App Designer over here. And again, super simple, right? Like right in here. And all I did, y'all, was log into my Twitter account, which I made specifically the, let's find it here, the Britney Bot's Twitter. I should just have Britney bookmarked. It's, let's see, Britney Bots. Bots? Oh my goodness. Okay. I bet she's following him. Nope. Okay. It's Britney Bot. There she is. Okay. So this is a Twitter account that I created. This is probably what's going to take the most time, honestly, when you're creating at least a logic app like the one we're going to make today. So first you make the Twitter account. You'll need, obviously, your login and your email or login information and password for your Twitter account. And then you'll securely, with multi-factor login to your Twitter account. We'll show that in a second as well. And then you're kind of good to go because once you're logged in, you literally just put what parameter you want. You can even add media in here. I know this is very extracted right now, but we'll go into much more depth in a second here. But here's what I'm thinking. What time is it? It's 3:36. I want to make sure we at least make one bot on the stream. So I haven't seen any bot recommendations in the chat. But what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm going to leave, let's see, I'm going to first of all share. Today, I have some links that I will share, aka.got bots, no, got bots, links to, nope, I cannot spell today, y'all. Let me get that actual link for you. will take you, I will get you the link in a sec. Sorry, y'all, I don't know what just happened with my computer. I will share the link in a second. Here, got bots 2 links. That's what it is, aka, I'll drop this in the chat so we can share that, aka.ms/gotbots2 links will take you to a handy dandy learn module. I myself am one of those learners who likes to listen to the lecture first and then go through the material on my own. So do not feel like you need to follow along as we do this. But my advice to you, and I'll make sure to provide all of these links in the summary blog post, this will essentially walk you through it. So if you want to go do some learning on your own, complete this nice little learn module, this is totally free, and you can do that yourself. But in the meantime, let's build a bot. I'm thinking this Bon Jovi bot is good. If you're not familiar with Bon Jovi, okay, I can only share a couple seconds of the sound clip, but I am going to share, I'm gonna open up YouTube. Can only share like maybe 10 seconds of it because we can't afford the rights. But I'm going to look up Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi because I have a feeling we have some folks in the chat who maybe don't know who Bon Jovi is. Let me get it queued up. Okay. Okay, there we go. So if you have never been to karaoke in the United States, then definitely make sure that you do. But I'm going to share with you a very popular song that is sung at karaoke quite often by Bon Jovi, a rocker from the 80s, I believe. This is an 80s song. But here's what the song sounds like. Hopefully you all can hear this. Okay, that's enough. I hope you guys heard that. That is a very popular song. Oftentimes, if I'm like halfway through something, or if we only have to get to the halfway point of something, it's very common to kind of joke like, "Whoa, we're halfway there." So I'm thinking, as a fun bot, to go in the theme of all we only have, I guess, with the exception of just bot paid, all of our bots that I've built so far, or at least that I've shared on the show, have been female singers. So I'm thinking we like switch things up and do a Bon Jovi bot. So step 1 for this, and this is where the fun part begins, is we are going to make a Twitter account, which I will share my screen part of. I'm probably going to have to unshare my screen to put in some private info here. But I'm going to open up Twitter. I'm going to open an incognito tab in Twitter. And this is, like I said, probably the most time-consuming part for me because I have created so many bots that I have to keep creating different email accounts to keep track of these because Twitter is great and they make sure that you aren't abusing their system by just like making a bunch of spam bots. So we need to first make a Twitter account, and we're not going to start the stopwatch yet because we want to time how long it takes to make Azure Logic App, not a Twitter account. But here, let me share my screen here. Let's take this journey together, shall we? There we go. Ta-da! Okay. Never used Twitter before. And of course, Logic apps don't just have to be Twitter bots. I should also say that. So let's actually start in the Azure portal. Then we'll head over to Twitter. So we can all kind of do this in order, okay? So let's go to Azure, and I'm going to go to the portal. Beautiful portal here. And all right, I guess, okay, I'm going to go back in the, I'll go back in the archives and actually time it out, but I've got my Fitbit here, and I'm going to like try to be good about timing how long it takes to make this. But I'll also go back, the corrections and emissions department, aka me, will go back and actually time how long it takes. So I'm going to find actually never used the stopwatch feature on here. Let's see, do I have one? Maybe we'll put one up on the screen. Timer, stopwatch. No? Oh, there we go, stopwatch, okay. Or maybe we should put a stopwatch on the screen. No, okay, take up too much room. Okay, I'm starting the stopwatch now. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we need to create a resource, and we are going to do a logic app. So super simple, right? Going over here. We're going to create one. And great. So I have an Azure subscription. Again, if you want to just like play around with this, you can just go to aka.ms/gotbot, or at the bottom here, gotbots, 2 links. And you can do this just all in a sandbox mode. You don't need an account or anything like that. That's how I would recommend playing around with it if you don't have an Azure account, and especially if you're a student. But yeah, I've got my subscription in here. I'm going to create a new resource group. I'm going to call this Jovi Bot Res. And that can be whatever name you want. I'm doing just a standard one here. My logic app name, I'm going to call this Bon Jovi Bot. Super simple. Again, in the chat, if you have any questions, like feel free to interrupt. I love questions. Tell me how your day's going. What'd you have for lunch? Would love to know. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to do this as workflow. I am located over in Oakland, California. I just like to do West US too. I don't know. I just like the number 2. Of course, there's a bunch of other stuff you can do in here and get really specific with your monitoring and your tags. I'm not going to do that today. So I'm just going to review and create. Super easy, right? Where are we at now? 1 minute and 35 seconds. All right, create. And I'm doing this in Node.js, but the thing is, as you'll see, I'm not going to touch any Node.js really. This is all going to be done in the logic app interface, so super duper easy. This is going to deploy. This is going to take a second. While that is deploying, I'm just going to show you, I'm going to show you the, well, I want to keep an eye on this, so I'll put that there. The bot father, which was the Twitter account that, or the Twitter bot logic app that I created on the Azure FunByte stream with Jay. Let me find that, twitter.com. There we go. The bot father. Look at that. I'm logged into it already. I'm just going to keep this up so we can keep track of the deployment. But the bot father, there we go. Make this a little smaller. Super simple. The bot father we created also live on stream, and you can go watch that on Jay's Azure FunBytes stream that we did. But it's the same kind of thing as the Britney Bot, right? It just every day, 2 p.m., tweets this quote that I believe is from The Godfather. Correct me if I'm wrong. Might be from The Sopranos. I know Jay likes The Sopranos too. And it just says, leave the gun, take the cannoli. Look at that. Our deployment's done. Ta-da. Okay, let's go to our resource. Josiah says, you make it seem so easy, but I would be lost. Oh no, well, let me know where you're lost. Hopefully it's not too complicated. Really, all you just need is an Azure account at this point. So you can always watch this back. Let me know where you're lost. So happy to help. Happy to explain it. I've done this a million times. So if I miss any steps, do let me know. So we've got our info here on what the bot is, what it does. And really, all we need to do is kind of just set up how we want our bot to act. So let's figure out. So what do we want our bot to do? Let's talk about that for a second. Do we want our bot? So there's a couple ways that we can build this. And again, let me bring up a couple examples. So we've got things like the bot father. We've got things like Britney Bot that tweet whenever it's a certain time. We can, of course, do something that it reacts off of a hashtag. We can do something that, oh my goodness, there's so many different things that we can do. Let me know in the chat if you've got any ideas. Otherwise, I'm just going to build the bot that I want to build. I'm going to give you all a second. I'm going to give you a second to think about it. But I'm going to go over to, sorry, y'all. I'm just having fun issues with my screen today. 1 second. But let me know in the chat what you think this bot should do. I think at the halfway point of the day, I want it to tweet, I'm halfway there, living on a prayer. What do you think? What do you guys think? Yes? No? Okay, hold on. Oops, okay. You know what, y'all? So, since I had someone in the chat say it was a little slow, or a little too fast, I'm gonna I'm going to start over. I'm going to start the timer again because I want to make sure I'm not going fast. We're going to eliminate the timer and I'm just going to do it on the timer after because I want to make sure everybody's following along. So I'm going to do it again. Logic app. So first thing, let's start from the beginning. I go to the Azure portal. So portal.azure.com, just like this. Here, let me go to the main page. Okay, Azure portal. Step 1. 1, Azure portal. 2, we're going to create a resource. Okay, I'm going to go type in Logic app. Okay, so when you type in Logic apps, there's all these different ones. I'm going to do, actually, let's do, we want to do Logic app consumption. Let's see. What is our other one? Logic app. Logic app. There we go. Okay, so let's pretend we didn't make the previous bot. Pretend that never happened. Still following along? Okay. So let's call this one Jovi Res 2. So the resource group is just going to be where all of our resources live. I'm going to call this Bon Jovi Bot 2. And I'm going to put West US 2. So really all this is, y'all, is I'm just putting in the basic things that I would do for kind of deploying anything to Azure, right? So I've got the name of the Logic app, the region that I want to host it in. I'm not going to associate this with an integration service environment. You can if you want to. You don't need to enable log analytics in this case. This is a very simple app, but you're more than welcome to. Again, tags, all this stuff, but really, super duper easy. I'm just going to review and create. Going to click create. Okay, hopefully that was a little slower. I think that the stopwatch thing was a little ambitious, right? Like we don't want to like overdo it. Ta-da! Okay, so, that was fast. All right. Okay, much better. So literally all we did is just kind of name it, right? And say where we wanted to put the resource, a name for our resource group. If you got lost at all there, you can go and rewind back. But look at this. This is just basically, they have all this out of the box stuff here, right? So we've got, when an HTTP request is received, when a message service is received in a bus queue, like it doesn't have to be a Twitter bot. I use these for Twitter bots, and that's the example I'm going to use today. But there's all these kind of ones. Like you can delete old Azure blobs. We do this all the time at Microsoft for like old deprecated things that we need to, check on or make sure that we get rid of. Cancel runs. There's all sorts of things you can do with Dropbox. Like there's Slack is in here, Teams, Facebook. Share my new Instagram photos to Twitter. I mean, like you can automate all the things in here. But there's all sorts of stuff out of the box, but I like to use Logic App Designer. So I like to use Twitter, obviously. And the first thing that we're going to have to do is sign in. So this is going to be the part that I mentioned that will take a little bit of time. But really all I'm going to do is what we started before, which is we need to name. And I still haven't seen anyone in the chat give me a bot idea. So we're just going to have to go with my silly bot idea. So let's see. Where's my incognito tab? There it is. All right. So here is twitter.com. We need to sign up for Twitter in this case. Ooh, name. Okay, so obviously I'm going to hide my phone or email. I'm going to use email because I've already made so many Twitter accounts with my normal email. But let's see. For name, help me out here. Ooh, you have an idea? Tell me your idea. Tell me your idea in the chat. Just drop it in the chat. I'm going to call this, Bon Jovi Bot? Halfway there bot or Bon Jovi bot? Let's see. How would I call it? Bon Jovi bot? Let's see if that's taken. And then I have a special email that I'm going to hide from y'all in a sec. Sorry, this is the most uninteresting part of the stream, y'all, because I have to use one of my alternate email accounts to sign up for this. So give me a second. All right. I'm going to go over here. Going to leave that up for a sec while I type in my top secret email that I created just for bots. Let's see if I can remember what the name of it is. There we go. Okay, I made a special special account for this. Okay. So again, what I'm doing right now is I just have a oh no. Okay, I'm gonna have to use a different email. I've made too many. Okay, I'm gonna, you know what? Don't tell my dad, but I'm gonna use my dad's email. Shh. Hold on. Okay. Twitter, you got me again. Okay. I am going to use an even different email account. Let's try this one. Okay. I'm gonna do that one works. Oh no, I've used that one too. So really the issue I'm running into now, guys, is I've used too many email accounts. So I'm just gonna you know what? I'm gonna use my work email. That's what's gonna happen. This is a work stream. We can use my work email. All right, I'm gonna do my work email. There we go. Already been taken. How is that possible? Let's try a different one. See, I told you this would be the part that takes the most time. Ha! I got it. Okay. So I put a work email in there, a version of my work email. And I'm putting right now my birthday. So really all you need to make a Twitter account, and this should have taken like 10 seconds, but I've just made too many Twitter accounts, is, there we go. Okay. Did I get the handle I want? Yes. Ha! Now I'm getting a verification code. I'm not sharing my screen right now only because I don't want y'all emailing me, okay? But let me just grab that real quick. So again, the most time here is just getting logged in to Twitter, or I should say not getting logged into Twitter, but creating a special Twitter account for this. So I just put in my verification code. It's asking for a phone number. I don't want to do this, but okay. All right. I don't want to do this. Let's not do this. Okay, there we go. Apparently now you have to have a phone number to make one of these. Interesting. Okay. Enter a phone number you'd like to associate with your Twitter account. Let's see if I can opt out of this. Options. No. Twitter changed how to do this. Let's see if I can log in here. You know what? We might be blocked by this. Let's see. This is the case. I'm going to have to change my tutorial. Okay, I am going to try logging in, see if it will let me skip that step. Microsoft.com. I know this is thrilling content, y'all. I'm just not sharing my screen because I don't want you to steal my email. Okay, well, we may have run into a little snafu here, which is they are requiring now a phone number. So let's see if I can get around this one more way. I'm going to try to avoid that. You used to only have to do email. I don't like this. I don't like this. Okay. If anybody from Twitter is watching, I don't like this. The API may have changed. Okay. Let's see if I can do this one more time. There's one quick step you need before validating your Twitter account. Okay. So we may either have to go a little long or let's see, Dion, if you're in the private chat, let me know if we can go a couple minutes over because this dang Twitter account is just really getting in the way. Let's see. Yeah, I have this this comment here that says, can we create a bot to get a notification over text message when I get an email from a particular employer or a particular job portal? Yes, that's a great idea. Actually, that might be a good project that we build on here. I will definitely follow along for the rest of the series because I think that would be a really, really good demo project. I love that. Okay, we're going to try making a Twitter account one more time. And actually, Worst case scenario, I'll just convince my boyfriend to let me use his phone number to do one of these. Okay, I'm going to try doing an incognito window one more time and try to make a Twitter bot without a phone number. It's very strange. You've never had to provide both, but I'm going to use my email instead. And I'm going to say Jovi Bot. So just to show you guys what I'm doing over here, just so you get a little look behind the curtain. The only reason I'm not sharing my screen is to not share my email, of course, and dox myself. But usually you can switch between use phone and use email. They may be requiring both now, which may make things a little tricky for this particular demo, which is strange because they must have just changed it. Just practiced today. Okay, I'm going to put Bon Jovi Bot with 2 T's as the name. I'm going to do, let's see. Ooh, let's do... work email in. I am going to put a birthday. I'm just going to put my own birthday so I remember that. And really the only basic info, at least up until yesterday, that you needed to create a new Twitter bot is a name for it, an email, phone number. Let's see, I just got sent another verification code. So let's see if this works this time around. And you know what? If they did change it, we'll just pick up where we left off last time. But that's very disappointing. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm in. Okay, so I must have clicked something weird the first time. Whew, y'all. But now it's just asking for password. So I'm going to hide my screen again and not show you the password. Oh, yes. Okay, we can go a couple minutes over. This stream may be a little longer than an hour. We'll blame Twitter. I got to tell my friends, my developer advocate friends over at Twitter, fix this. Okay, I'm going to pick a password real quick. I'm going to save it to my password manager because that's another tip that I want to give to y'all. If you don't have password manager, get the a password manager. And I say this because, especially for myself, I've created so many bots, and it would be impossible to have secure login and be able to keep track of all of the unique passwords for all of my bots. So I'm just making an entry in my personal password manager for this Bon Jovi bot, and I'm gonna create a password here, a very secure password that no one's gonna guess. Okay, and I'm putting that in, and great. Aha, yay, we're in. See, I'm really glad we didn't end up doing the stopwatch thing because I would have been like sweating. Okay, so first thing you need to do is pick a profile picture. So let's pick a picture of Bon Jovi real quick. Here, put a little Bon Jovi. I'll search Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. Let's find a funny image here. I like this one. This is perfect. Okay. I'm going to save this to my desktop, and we'll call this A-Bon. Great. Awesome. And we now have our image that I'm going to upload here. Let's see. Let's find A-Bon here. On my desktop. A-Bon, where are you? A-Bon. All right. Open it up. Perfect. We've got Bon Jovi. This is so funny. Bon Jovi just looking cool. Our bio is going to say, reminding you daily you're halfway through the day. So, yeah, we'll do that. We can always edit it later. What topics am I interested in? I don't care. And I don't want notifications. Growth hacking. Okay, great. That was the hardest part. Just like I said. See, I told you we get hung up on that part. I knew this. I've done this. This isn't my first bot rodeo. So let's see. I'm going to go back to the comments, make sure I didn't. Oh, thank you so much for offering to use one of your Twitter accounts. I was very close to either recruiting my boyfriend or asking someone to create one, but we got through. I think I just must have. I think what probably happened is I clicked on create with email, and then maybe it asked if I wanted to add a phone number, and I just like mindlessly clicked it. So we have this account now. Now we don't need to go into, so typically when I'm building a bot, and we'll learn this in subsequent episodes where we're actually like coding our bot and using the Twitter API. Typically, if you're using the Twitter API, you typically need to go to like your developer. You need to create a developer account, get access to the API. It's quite a process. And that's like what I'm saying here about Logic Apps, right? That it's just so easy to spin up an app because I don't need to get my credentials. There's all these steps, additional steps of even just creating the bot, right? Like making sure that the credentials are, stored safely, hosting it, all of those kind of things can take a lot of time. But we've got our Twitter account. We've got this Logic Apps designer. And if you remember, before I very stressfully thought for a moment that Twitter changed their UI to create an account, but now we're safe and we're back. Really all I'm going to do is I'm going to name the connection. I'm going to call this, what do we call him? Bonbon, just for fun. Again, we have fun on this stream. I'm going to use default shared application. I'm going to sign in. And this just popped up here on my other screen. This looks familiar, right? This is just a authenticated way to, multi-factor authentication to sign in. I'm going to sign into this over here. But first, this is another gotcha with Twitter, if anybody from Twitter's watching. Oh, good. We did get, sometimes if you don't if the name that you want isn't available, they'll like add numbers or like extra letters or like rearrange it. But I think this is good. Jovi Bot with 2 T's. I like that because my other bots have 2 T's. So I am going to, So basically what I'm doing is I'm logging in on this account over here. So I'll show you in a sec after I've hid my password. Just opening my password manager again to get the very secure password I just created for Bon Jovi. All right, there we go. I'm logging in. I'm putting my password in. Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna click on here, say, remember me, authorize app, redirecting me back, boom. Okay, super easy, right? Yeah, so this Logic app will connect to Bonbon, which is the nickname that I gave our Bon Jovi app. So let's continue, shall we? This looks familiar. So right now we have this as when a new tweet is posted. That is not what I want, but I can go and add any kind of, Twitter thing that I want here. So let's do this. So I want to do a new step. And I want to do, so this one here can search terms and it can search, like check for items. So like the one that I clicked, the template that I clicked originally was essentially just saying it wants to check for items every 3 minutes. This is just a template that I put in here. But there's all these different ones that we can do. And we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to change, let's see. Let's do this. Let's go to Twitter. So we've got triggers and actions here. I'm going to make this bigger for y'all. So what's the difference between a trigger and an action? Great question. So a trigger is going to be like when a new tweet is posted, do blank, right? But for actions, we've got all of these options. And really what these are, and I can tell you this as someone who has been elbow deep in the Twitter API many a time over the last year. These are all things that you can get from the Twitter API. So essentially what Microsoft's done here with Logic Apps is it says, hey, all these features of the Twitter API to build like, a really simple bot. And this doesn't have to be a Twitter bot. Again, you guys, like this could be, well, you could, instead of doing a bot that tweets, we're halfway there on Twitter, you could even build a bot that like checks. You could have a Slack bot or even a Teams bot that does this. Like it does not have to be Twitter. I'm just using Twitter for the sake of this. But there's all these things you can get. You can get a user, get my following, all kinds of things that you can do here. And if anybody has an idea of how to experiment with these things, let me know. Otherwise, we're just gonna do our own thing, right? So I'm gonna do. Let's see, we want to post a tweet. So I'm going to change this one. Let's see, let's delete this one. I'm going to delete the step. And I'm going to click on Twitter. oh, sorry. I'm going to click on schedule and I'm going to do a reoccurrence. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to say, so let's take a look at our Britney bot, just so we do a little refresher from earlier. And again, we're going a little longer today, but we should be done at quarter after. We're almost done with this. Dang Twitter, trying to create our new Twitter account made us go longer. So apologies if you had to leave early and you're catching this later. But let's take a look real quick as a reminder on what Britney Bot looks like, because we're going to model this after Britney Bot. So I'm going to go in my portal here and let's take a look at Britney Bot. There she is. There she is, Miss Britney Bot. Okay. There we go. Let me put this over here. Go here. I'm going to go to my Logic App Designer. So this is the designer. And okay, so this one we do every day. So this is just really an extraction of a cron job, right? So I'm going to say same thing every day. We could do every month. We could do every year. I have one. Oh my gosh, there's one that says, there's a popular meme that's, it's gonna be May. It just tweets that every month, but May. In May, it says, it's currently May. So same kind of thing here. And our Britney Bot here says at 18. So 18 is going to be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. If we remember, I have dyscalculia, y'all, so I have to like remind myself on how military time works. Let's take a look. Britney Bot does, it's Britney Bots. Oops, let's see. Where's Britney? Free Britney. Oh no. Okay. Well, as we know, Britney tweets at a specific time every day. I want to make this similar to my Britney Bot. Where is Britney? We're going to find her. Britney Bots. It's Britney Bot. You know what? I'm just going to search. I'm sure that I have tweeted about Britney. I just need a bookmark. Ooh, here we go. Hey. Sorry, y'all. Here we go. Got bots. There we go. Much better. Okay. So I've got Britney up here. And Britney tweets every day, 11:02 a.m. She says it's Britney Bots. And she's done this consistently forever and ever and ever. And so for Britney, we have that at 18. Okay, I'm trying to do the math here. 18:00 every day. So what time do we want the halfway point? And I want to be fair. I'm going to do this for US time zones because I'm building this over here in the US. But you can always build your own version of the Bon Jovi one. But I want to do this at the halfway mark of the day, which I would say is noon. Would everybody agree? I think it would be noon. So let's take the similar logic from this and let's say that so for Britney, you can do all different kinds of ways to do this. Again, I love this because I am terrible at numbers. I have dyscalculia, which makes it very difficult for me to remember and figure out certain numbers. So if you notice me clicking between that's just a disability that I have if you find me repeating numbers a bunch. But we just added a parameter in here that says at these hours, do this. So we're going to do the same thing, but I think we're going to do it at noon because this is going to be, and this will be fun too because we'll have our Britney Bot and then we'll have our Bon Jovi Bot right after. So we are going to do at these hours. Okay, which I believe we did. Yeah, we're going to do, and this must be, that's 18. We're going to do 19. And don't worry, we will be able to run it before then to make sure that it works. And that's really all we have to do because next, and this is my bad because I think I logged this out here, then we just need to connect our Twitter. And remember, we want to post a tweet, which is a trigger, an action. We want to post a tweet when that happens. So, and again, look at how long this can go. You can literally add so many different triggers in here. And we are going to tweet some text. Now we can also tweet media if we want to. We're just going to do text for now. Maybe you know what? Maybe Bon Jovi Bot will be the one that we iterate on. Okay, GVS, you missed. Here's what you missed. We're going a little long, and we are blaming Twitter because, as I said, what was going to take the longest was making the Twitter account itself. And because your girl has made so many Twitter bots, I've run out of, well, I can't use my phone number anymore. I need to get like alt phone numbers for my bots. We got hung up on a little piece of having to create the bot itself, but the logic app's been going very simply. Thank you for coming back. You didn't miss much, mainly just me fighting with Twitter to create a new bot. But we made, if anybody wants to go follow the account, here, I'll drop a link in the chat. It's at Bon Jovi Bot, and you can go follow this, become a fan. No followers at this time. You can be the first follower. There you go. Bon Jovi Bot. Okay, so we need to pick a cover photo too. I mean, that's the least important thing, but okay, so now we need to log in, or we've already logged into it, I believe. I don't need to change the connection because I'm already in here. So text to be posted. So this is going to be tweeted at noon, and we want to say, let's look at the actual lyrics. Lyrics, living on a prayer, Bon Jovi. I want to be specific with the lyrics that we tweet. Okay. Ooh, tell me what the solution is. Anish says, I have found a solution for you, Chloe. You need not to worry about the same issue you face today. Is it what I think it is? Because I just remembered, can't I add like additional things to my email? Like, what is it with? A dash? Let me know what it is. You can have like, you know, Chloe rules at blank.com and then like add little things in it, right? Probably is a solution I should have thought of before we got stuck on that. Okay, so he says, whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Okay, so we're going to take that. I'm going to stop singing the song so we do not get sued. I'm just kidding. I'm going to put more O's. Whoa. Whoa. We're halfway there. Let's see. Do you think I should just put this? Or should we put, we're halfway, half day there? Whoa, we're halfway there. I want to make this, okay. How can we make this special? We're half day. That's what I'm going to do. Perfect. See, sometimes it just takes some, sometimes it just takes a little inspiration. And I'm going to do, oh my goodness. Okay. I was like, are my emojis not working? I'm going to throw this computer across the room. Okay. Let's finish this up. We're almost 15 minutes longer than we should be. Okay. So I'm going to do this face because I like the singing one. Is this? Okay. Which, this one, the eyebrows only differ slightly. I'm like, which one looks like he's singing now? How about this one? Well, no, now he looks angry. I wanted to have one that makes it look like he's rocking out. How about this guy? That one work? I don't love it. If you have an emoji recommendation, let me know. I just want him to look like he's rocking out here. Okay, I will take a look at that. Definitely feel free to send me a DM on Twitter with it. Okay, I'm gonna put, how about the rock and roll sign? And then we'll also do, can you tell I like emojis? How about a clock? Because we're talking about like halfway through the day. I like that. Half day there. I cracked myself up. Okay. So we don't need a new parameter. We're not going to add any media. That's really all it's going to do. And I'm going to save it. Now, a majority of the time that we took on this stream was me stumbling around, oh my goodness, are they going to let me make a Twitter account? Next time I'll make that ahead of the stream. But you know what? We learn as we go. And the second thing that took the most time, I think, was me deciding what text to put in here. So, and that's just me because I'm picky with like what I want to put in here. But I believe if I run this trigger, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Okay. Let's see if it worked. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did it work? Did it work? It worked. My heart. It was beating. I was like, am I about to do a live demo and make these people wait 15 minutes over the time and it not work? But it worked. Okay, so I'm gonna go back when I do the summary blog post, I'm gonna actually take a stopwatch and cut out the parts where I struggle over making a new Twitter account, which was totally my bad, and choosing what exact lyric to put in here. But that was very quick, right? Very super quick. Ooh, someone in the chat, Anish says, put this emotion. So we can totally do that. Let's do that real quick. Now, this is actually great that you recommended this, Anish, because this is worth mentioning. This is a little gotcha, a little tip, a little trick from Chloe on how to avoid this. So you cannot, so you'll see I got an error here. And it's very clearly written here. This is why I love having all of the body and logs of my error. And it says 403, you cannot post the same tweet twice. So this, I've run into this issue before because obviously, with this bot in particular or with Britney Bot, I can't test with the same thing over and over. So it's actually a great recommendation, Anish, that you said to put that emoticon because that's different from the last tweet that we wrote, right? So that is it's gonna let us run that. It has that additional emoji. See if it'll let me put it in there. Emoji. Okay. I'm going to copy it from. I'm just dealing with all the emoji drama today. Let's see if I can put it in here and copy it. I don't know why my emojis are being fussy. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put this emoji here. Why? Why will it not? Let me refresh this. Emoji drama. Okay. Okay, so we have this failed here. And again, that failed is simply because we tried to tweet the same tweet twice. And that's more logic on Twitter's end. And that's more to make sure that, just like we were talking about before, like making sure that you're not creating bots that are spamming, bots that are going to be, not nice and just tweet about Ray-Bans. I'm sure we've all seen those Twitter accounts that are like, buy Ray-Bans, 50% off. Okay, so I told y'all I would take requests. So next time when I say, let me know what kind of bot you want to build, I really will edit it live on the stream. Okay, so I added sunglasses. I believe this will still let us run the trigger because it's one emoji different than the last tweet that we posted. So let's run it. Moment of truth. Da, da, da. Let's go to Bon Jovi Bot. Woo! It worked. Okay, so super easy, right? Like really all that we did, just to recap, and again, remember, aka.ms/gotbots links. I'm going to have all the summary blog posts of all of the previous things that we've done here. Let's see. Let me show you that. Gotbots links. This has all of the breakdown. I'll have a similar thing for this episode today. Probably have this up by tomorrow. That literally goes through and timestamps all of the different pieces that we covered in here. Maybe I'll just skip through that whole part where we had a midlife crisis and thought we wouldn't be able to make a Twitter account. But yeah, tomorrow. So if you follow this account, I'm going to go follow it right now. Whip out my phone. Do this right now. But if you follow this Twitter account, at the halfway point of the day tomorrow, it will tweet. Well, it'll tweet with the sunglasses, right? It'll say, whoa, we're halfway there. Now, of course, you probably realized, and pardon me while I do this on my phone, because I have so many Twitter bots that I don't log into them on my phone. That would be too much noise. There we go. I've got my Bon Jovi Bot. Oh, there we go. Right there. I need to pick a unique cover photo. I'm the first follow. Look at that. Y'all are slacking. You gotta go follow Bon Jovi Bot. 2 followers. Gwen. Oh, that makes me so happy. You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna follow you back. So Bon Jovi Bot is alive and well. It will tweet tomorrow at noon, which is halfway there for my time. Ooh, I've got a question here. I'll take a couple questions, then I'm gonna cut it off soon because we went a little over today, but I'm so glad we got it working. And again, the summary blog post, I'll break down all of the steps, step by step of what we did. It says, say something like cloud for morning and like sunset emoticon for evening, along with your comments. Ooh, along with my comments, meaning like in the tweets? Let me know what you mean by that. I think I kind of follow. Oh, okay, I see. I missed the first part. Thank you. Okay, can you tell Twitter/create a logic app to add new emoticons every time when the bot is going to post a new tweet? Ooh, so like add an additional emoticon. So like there's just more each time. You just have to remember that, oh wait, say something like for morning and that along with your comments. Let me know what you mean by the comments, because if you mean the tweet, the one thing that you would run into is, of course, you have, I think it's a 140 character max on Twitter. Is that right? So that's something you might run into, is like you would just max out on emojis and then maybe have to start back from one. But if what you mean is, what I think you mean, which I love this idea, is like tomorrow afternoon when it's going to post a new tweet. Okay, so that emoji would be on the tweet. So we could have a morning one and a night one. I guess the one thing is like halfway there is like sunshine, right? But okay, we won't go too long. But let's just look at, this is a good idea. Let's look at Bon Jovi song catalog. Okay, let's see. List of songs by Bon Jovi. Maybe there's one that like we could use something like that. So like, let's see. I'm not too familiar. Let's see. I'm gonna put Bon Jovi popular songs. Bon Jovi songs. Maybe if I open up my Spotify. Living on a Prayer. It's My Life. Okay. Always. I don't know that one. You know what? I never thought that someday I would be working at Microsoft answering a very technical question about Azure Logic Apps and researching Bon Jovi, but this is where I find myself. Okay, so, Wanted Dead or Alive, I know that one. You Give Love a Bad Name. The reason I'm looking up Bon Jovi songs, of course, is not because I love Bon Jovi. It's because I'm trying to think of like exactly what you're saying here, Anish. Like we could figure out like if there's an emoji almost similar to, Shania Twain, like the Let's Go Girls thing. If there's like an evening song, yes, evening song for Bon Jovi. So how about, does anybody have any suggestions? I think, okay, Living on a Prayer, It's My Life. What are the lyrics to It's My Life? This is an ad. It's My Life, Bon Jovi, by Bon Jovi. Not by, doesn't Gwen Stefani do a cover of that? Okay. It's my life and it's now or never. Okay. I wanted a lyric about night. Does anybody know if Bon Jovi sings a song about the night? If he did, let's just say that he did. Let's pretend that my heart is like an open highway. Let's pretend it was like my heart is like a open highway at night. Yes, it's my life. I have not listened to this song in so long. Let's see. It's my life because I'm not gonna live forever. Okay. Let's just say, for fun, unless we can think of a Bon Jovi lyric, night. Again, this is where I find myself. Oh, Saturday night? Hold up. Is this a song? Someday I'll be... Y'all. I mean, we found it. It was worth it. Okay. I'm feeling like a Monday, but someday I'll be Saturday night. Okay, kind of love that. Let's see. I'm going to look at the full lyrics, see if there's a good lyric in here. Saturday night, here we go. Okay, I think we found it. Someday I'll be Saturday night. What if there's totally a world. I'm feeling like a Monday, but someday I'll be Saturday night. Okay, I'm going to end the stream here pretty soon. But if you follow Jovi Bot, I'm thinking I could build a pretty simple logic app that on Mondays tweeted. Oh, how would we do this? Let me know if you've got ideas in the chat. I'm thinking that we do. I'm feeling like a Monday, but someday I'll be Saturday night. Let's do this just real quick, and then we'll let everybody go home. Okay. So let's see. Now let's figure out. Let's go to this recurrence. Okay. So right now we have this. It posts a tweet, does all this stuff that we. Let me make this a little smaller. We've got our output here. Got a recurrence. So I'm gonna do this. We're almost at the halfway mark here. Halfway there. But I'm gonna build some logic in here. If you all follow Jovi Bot, that will tweet this out in the nighttime. I think that's a great idea. But yeah, to answer your question, that was a very, very long digression, Anish, to answer your question that yes, you could absolutely do that. I'm trying to think, do we have any bots that do 2 different tweets throughout the day right now? I don't think so, but I don't know why we don't. Right now, the bots that I have only tweet once. So thank you for that idea. I'm going to do that. I'm going to add on, what is that? What's that song called? It's Saturday Night. I'm going to have to listen to this song first before I add it. But totally, we could have one that tells you when it's the AM and the PM. This could be a really fun bot that you build for like if you have a significant other or a friend in a different time zone and you want like a reminder on your Twitter feed of like when it's like morning and night in India. A niche, I can figure out when, or even GPS. I could be like, oh, right, GPS is sleeping right now because they're over on the East Coast. But that's absolutely something you could do. It would just require, you'd have another timer trigger. So we just build another timer trigger that then would say, hey, at this time, tweet this Saturday night lyric. But yeah. All right, y'all. That was a longer episode than usual, but I'm really excited because I always love, like, I would much rather be on the struggle bus with other people and debug these things than doing it alone. So I love when you join live. If you're watching this later, join us live. Probably maybe enjoyed watching this one recorded because you can fast forward to that part in the middle. But real quick, before I go, a couple things. There's a survey that you can fill out, and I encourage you to fill out. Let us know how you liked today. Let us know if any feedback that you have, positive, negative, let us know how we can improve the stream. Again, and there's an event code that you type in, 13976. You can check that out, check in for the event, get a bunch of resources for that. I am, of course, going to be creating a summary blog post very similar to this one, but for today's episode, where I drop all of the links to resources, different Learn modules that you can go through. Okay, Anish has a great idea in the chat. Monday, I'm feeling like a Monday. Okay, I'm going to show these. I'm feeling like a Monday, but someday I'll be Saturday night. Tuesday, I'm feeling like a Tuesday, but okay. I'm going to build this. We don't have time to build this on stream because I went an hour over, but I'm going to build this for you. And you can follow the Jovi Bot. And by next week, probably tomorrow, but by next Got Bot session, that'll be done. But if you want to check out any of the future Got Bot sessions, you can also go. I have a link in my link tree on Twitter that you can check out. You can follow me at Chloe Condon on Twitter. And I've got all my links to social media and all of that. And then on Saturday, I love this. Anish is saying, do it for all the different days. He's got Wednesday, he's got Thursday, we got Friday. And then Saturday, it would post Saturday night. All right, Saturday night. I'm gonna do this. I have to. This is just gonna be our bot that we probably iterate on for the rest of the sessions. Okay, so today was GotBots 2. It said 3 to 4, but we went to 4:30. Whew. Making bots with logic apps. Next week, we are gonna be making bots with Q&A Maker and Azure Bot Surface, which was that really fun thing that I told you about earlier in the stream, where literally we just get like a PDF of Q&A. So this isn't going to be a Twitter bot. This is going to be like a chat bot that you can chat back and forth with, very similar to Smarter Child, like we talked about on the first episode. That basically will be able to interact and ask your questions to it and include your own data for it. Then, of course, episode 4, we're going to be making bots with the Azure portal. Then we're going to be doing a show and tell with bot makers. So y'all, that was a very long stream, but I had fun. I hope you had fun. You can, of course, follow Jovi Bot with 2 T's. Oh, look, I followed myself. Oh, no, I followed it from my phone. If you're looking for any links, even for the stuff for this, I have a link tree here where you can get more info on the Got Bot series. But this was so lovely. And I think it's always fun, like, to create bots live, like on, like, I feel like I have a bunch of souvenirs, if you will, like the bot father I built live on stream. Ooh, I should also mention another great resource where I didn't run into an issue with creating a new Twitter account is this lovely link here. Oops, sorry. That is the link to right now with Jay. This Azure Fun Bytes blog here that is linked in the summary post. We build the Bot Father live on this stream. And the Bot Father is the one with the cannoli that I mentioned before that just does the Godfather quotes. But I cannot wait to see what logic apps, bots you build. Like, tag me in them on Twitter. I want to see them. I want to see like what creative, silly, intro, beginner logic app bots that you end up building. And, it doesn't have to be a pop star bot. It could be, oh my goodness, you could do, I can't think of any franchise, like the Office bot. Like you could do a plant bot that reminds you to water your plants. Maybe I need that actually, because I always have to like remember to water my plants every weekend. There's so many ways you can do this. I'm super excited. Tag me on Twitter, reach out if you have any questions. We will of course be back next week, same time, same place, for GotBots 3, where again, we'll be playing with Q&A Maker. So that is all from me. Let me get Clippy here on the screen to finish things out. We're gonna end with a Clippy goodbye here, but I had so much fun. Thank you, Anish, for and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, for contributing in the chat. I think that's the fun part of like these streams is we get to. It's not just me coming here and like demoing something. I mean, that way it would just like be really boring, right? Everything would run smoothly and we just be like, and it works. But it's always so fun when we have interaction in the chat. People can give their ideas. I love that we came up with this like Tuesday and I'm feeling like a Tuesday night, Saturday night. I love this. So if you're watching this as a recording, definitely join us in the future live. It is party here and maybe we'll create one of your bots live on stream. But enough about me. I will see y'all next week and have a wonderful, wonderful week of bot making. Bye y'all.